Hey everybody. No, it's been a long time, been MIA. It's been really crazy times. Besides the fact that our country has entered into bizarro world, everything seems to be the exact opposite of what we know. Things in my personal life have been really crazy too, but actually for the good. A lot of things have been going on. As I mentioned before, we're in the process of moving. We did locate a place. We have a closing that was originally set for Monday, but unfortunately, dealing with the VA, you know how it goes, hurry up and wait for anybody that's been in the military. So they missed the deadline. So now our closing's been pushed back to next Friday. But it's still excited. Need to get out of the old place into the new, so looking forward to that. Another great milestone that happened. I ended up getting married. It was kind of a shotgun wedding. Had to be done. Just over the loan with the VA because they don't recognize domestic partnerships. So we had to go ahead and actually just get the marriage going. So that was actually exciting, even though it was very quick, and with the whole thing going on with COVID, it was very informal. Had to wear masks. It was just kind of weird. Delay with the rings, stuff like that. Kind of a headache. But anyway, officially married. Another great thing that's happening soon, I will be at ECETI. So if any tickets did go on sale, so if anybody does want to go to ECETI, that is located over in Washington. If you're not familiar with ECETI, there's a lot of really cool paranormal things that happen there. UFOs, supposedly Bigfoot sightings. If you've ever watched Edge of Wonder, they have a really good show of last year when they went. Proud to say that the guys will be going again this year. I know Kate from Kate Awakening, she will be there. I'm sure a lot of other people will be there. Unfortunately, they weren't planning on having it because usually they have it on 4th of July weekend, but because of the whole COVID thing, kind of screwed things up. So it has been pushed forward a couple weeks. They're trying to get speakers all lined up right now and get that scheduled together. And I know they haven't even officially announced it. They were talking about sending out the newsletter yesterday, which it never went out. So hopefully today it'll go out. They did have to decrease the number of people. That went from 400 down to 200. They also have restricted their facilities, such as showers and bathrooms, I believe, to time slots. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what I heard. I do have a hearing problem, so it did get a little faded out when they were explaining that, but I believe it's going to be going in time increments rather than allowing people just to go in anytime that they want. So it's going to be a schedule. So we'll see how that goes. I know that there is a truck stop about an hour away. That is always an option. To get in a car and drive to go use the showers there and have as much time as you want. They will be having 3 days of speaking, but it's a 4-day event. They have opened up an additional 5th day. So if you want to go there on Wednesday versus Thursday, Thursday's when it starts. They do have that available now. It is a little pricey, but it's well worth it. If you know anything about ECETI, it's definitely worth it. I think it's $380 just for the ticket for the speakers, and I want to say for camping it was $35 a night per person for camping. They do have a catering event. The catering, don't quote me, but I believe it was $210 for the catering, and that will provide 3 meals a day. I decided to go a different route with that because I don't eat that much, and 210 was a little steep for, even though it's 3 meals. I mean, I'm definitely cool with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and cooking over a propane grill. But there will be 4 of us going, so it will be an experience. Rather than taking a plane out there, we decided that we're going to be driving from Wisconsin out to Washington. And hopefully I will get some footage of that and be able to stream that to you guys. So I'm really excited about that. ECETI is something that I've always wanted to do. This will be my first year. Excuse me. But yeah, it should be a great fun. One of my best friends is coming. I've talked about her in the past. That should be entertaining because she's all about the chakra. We could definitely get into some deep discussion about that. Other than that, I really don't know much to say. I'll get back into my prepping videos and all that once I get settled over into the new place. Things have just been up in the air, and honestly, I've been so disgusted by what's happening in our country. I really haven't even wanted to talk about it. Everybody's doing a pretty good job covering it. What's the point? It's getting repetitive. We all know what's going on. Everything's just so crazy in the world. It disgusts me to see all the corporate or all the corporations getting involved in politics and just it kind of feeding into this racism. The Democrat Party definitely dividing and just causing a greater division in our society, basically destroying communities. Who knows what's even going on with this whole Chaz or Chop? I mean, it's insane. And I think the president's just letting it happen to show the people how crazy the Democrat Party has become. It's kind of like a wake-up call. And I think that's what we need. We need more people to wake up. They need to see that there are certain people that are causing harm to this country intentionally. And it's insurgents, basically. Things are getting out of control. The deep state is fighting as hard as they can because they're losing this battle. They think that they're winning, but all the good ones, the alliance, I mean, they're basically pointing it out to everybody, showing them what's really going on over in this world. Just letting them sink themselves or expose themselves, and that's exactly what's happening. They're all exposing themselves. I love to watch that part of it, but then I see the chaos, and I know it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, but this chaos and everything that's happening, defund the police, and then they cry because people are getting hung and the police aren't investigating. What do you think is going to happen? You're defunding the police. You're attacking the police. Why are the police going to help you? If they help you and they do something wrong, they get federal charges put up against them. What happened in Alabama? That's insane. I support that cop 100%. I've seen the video footage. That cop did nothing wrong. He did his job. He was fired upon by the person that fought him and took off running. He did his job. I'm not ashamed to say it. You can hate me for my opinion, but it's my opinion. That's the problem with this country right now. People are too scared to speak up and state their opinion. This isn't racism. I'm the number one person that will push unity amongst all. I fight against division, and that's exactly what's happening. We're being divided. People say that saying white lives matter is racist. What do you think black lives matter is? You're creating division. We didn't have to stop focusing on dividing the people and focus on unity. What I'm seeing happen over in Chaz, making people pay taxes to black people, like, are you kidding me? This is the most racist thing I have ever seen. I don't think racism is a big problem in this country anymore. The problem is when you have mainstream media constantly feeding differences and segregating people and dividing them into labels. That's what the problem is. Mainstream media is the enemy, and it has been enemy, and still to this day people still choose to follow them, which blows my mind. It's propaganda. It's the same as Nazi propaganda as far as I'm concerned. They continue to feed falsisms into people's minds, and then they come out with these so-called fact checkers that are completely false. I mean, every once in a while they'll put a little bit of truth in there, but you'll never see them correcting any of the left. They only correct the right, and they will change history. I just actually posted on my personal Facebook a fact check of what happened out over in Oklahoma back in the day. They actually said that it was false, and it wasn't. You look it up on Wikipedia, you look it up anywhere, and it happened. But right now they're trying to basically cover up anything. I think it was the Tulsa Massacre. I think that's what it was called. But They're trying to cover up everything right now. Anything that makes a Democrat look bad, they're going to cover it up with their so-called fact checkers or mainstream media, label it as false, spin a narrative, say that their racism is actually the right's racism, that their crimes is actually being committed by the right. It's crazy, and people just follow blindly. I don't know what's going on with the left. I don't know if the GMOs have fried that part of the brain of common sense or what's happening, but people are still waking up. They're getting past this. They're starting to realize something's not right, and they're starting to side with this administration. That's what needs to happen. I consider myself smack dab in the middle, but I'm fighting for the right now. I've told you all before, I have never once voted for any Republican ever in my life, but this administration is definitely different. I have left the left. I will no longer vote for a Democrat now that I see how corrupt they are. And they're right out in the open with it. People need to pay attention to that. People need to do the research for themselves. I've preached this on several times before. People need to do the research for themselves. They need to go in and actually go straight to the source. If they say that Trump said this, go find the speech. Don't just take a little clip of it. Watch the whole speech and see how it was meant. These little sound clips and manipulating narratives, it's insane. And people only get their news from headlines. People only get their news from mainstream media. That's not right. It's been corrupted. But anyway, I'm about to head into some construction. I'm actually cruising through Indiana right now. So things are going to get a little congested as I enter into Chicago. So I'm going to hop off of here. I just wanted to touch base with everybody, let everybody know what's going on in my life. But like I said, I will be getting back to doing normal videos once again as soon as I get settled in a new place, and really excited about the whole ECETI thing. So hopefully we can get a really cool show put together for that. Other than that, everybody keep your heads up. Things will get better. Like I said, things will get worse first, but eventually things will get much better and we'll get back to normalcy. I can't talk. Things will become normal again. There we go. So, yeah, keep your heads up, and I will be talking to you all later.